When we hurt until it's gone, and I found out a little too late. I was acting as if you were lucky to have me, doing you a favor. I hardly knew you were there. But then you were gone, and it all was wrong. Had no idea how much I cared. Now being without you takes a lot of getting used to. Should learn to live with it, but I don't want to. Being without you is all a big mistake. Instead of getting any easier, it's the hardest thing to take. I'm addicted to you. You're a hard habit to break. takes a lot of getting used to. She'll learn to live with it, but I don't want to. Being without you is all a big mistake. Instead of getting it easier, it's the hardest thing to take. I'm addicted to you. You're a hard habit to break. Takes a lot of getting used to. She'll learn to live with it, but I don't want to. Being without you is all a big mistake. Instead of getting it easier, it's the hardest thing to take. I'm addicted to you. Such a habit to break.
Have a good day. Mwah. Mwah.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is now time for the Indie Live Spot, right here on your station, GHP Radio, your independent music source.
Houston strong.
very glad you can tune in tonight. We're very, very excited about our guest tonight. This is a special occasion, of course. You know, we're usually on a Saturday, and of course, this is a very special occasion because we have a great guest that we want to introduce to you tonight, and you know who I'm talking about, Mr. Darren Rahn.
How's it going, guys?
What's going on, Darren?
Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, yes, sir, man. We're very, very happy and honored to have you on the show today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Your music is just awesome, man. And then we're just excited to talk with you about your journey, man, because you've done so much for so many artists and yourself. I mean, it's just crazy, man. It's all the stuff that you do. It's just.
I just feel fortunate that I would get to do music, you know.
Oh yeah.
You grow up thinking maybe I can do this for a living, and so to actually be doing it is a huge blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
Indeed. Now we're also excited about your new CD, of course. Sonic Boom is just wow, man. This is a great compilation of some great music. Yeah, it is.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely, man, and yeah, it's really good. When I got the CD, I was really excited about it, and then once I put it in play, it was one of the type deals where you just can't let it go. You had to let that thing play all the way through.
Because one tune after another, after you just can't stop it. You have to listen to the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Oh man, that means a lot. You know, when you're doing a record, that, you know, for me, that's always kind of the goal, is, you know, trying to create an experience from the first song to the last. And you know, I remember back in the day, you would buy albums, and the album would tell a story.
Yep.
You know, it seems though, as time has gone by, and you know, things have changed and budgets have dwindled, and it's hard to put that kind of attention into albums. So you know, my goal is always to try to do my best to create something that's going to tell a story from the first song to the last.
Oh, yeah.
And this one certainly does.
Yes, it does. I mean, wow, it's just amazing. And some of the artists, you know, of course, that you feature on it too, are some great artists as well. Guys like Jonathan Fritzen and Rick Braun, Julian Vaughn. I mean, goodness, Rika Wynn, Rob Eubanks. I mean, my goodness, man.
You know, it's always fun to work with great musicians, and you know, to have guys on the album that just kind of bring their own unique thing, and you know, get musicians together like that, and the session guys too.
Sure.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, guys like Mel Brown and Terrell Martin and Anthony Steele.
Got Alan Hines in there too.
Yeah, these guys. You know, you combine that with the special guests, and you know, it really helps push me as a musician grow, and I learn every time that I collaborate with someone.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
And you know, your history, man, like I said, working you know, as a producer and stuff, man. I mean, you, goodness sake. Now, back, you know, I guess when you started, I mean, was producing, was that your first thing, or did you become an artist first? I mean,
I've always been a saxophonist.
Yeah.
You know, since day one, that was my thing, was, you know, kind of the playing saxophone and, you know, the artist thing. And I didn't plan on becoming a producer. That was not my agenda, so to speak.
Wow.
It just kind of happened. You know, I had some record labels looking at me for as an artist.
Okay.
And you know, and the thing with Wayman Tisdale, that was what started it all. I had sent my album and Rendezvous. You know, Dave Cause contacted me and said, "Hey, we love your album. We're not really looking to sign any new artists right now, but we love your production. Would you want to work with anyone?" And I said, "Sure."
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, a month later, I was working with Wayman Tisdale, and that was
cool.
No stopping us now, you know.
Wow.
And history. So I had done, you know, I had done production before that. I had done some production for friends, but that wasn't necessarily the path that I was pursuing.
Right.
And the cool thing about it was, after, you know, that was kind of the open door. And then once that happened, it allowed me to do the artist thing. But at the same time, I get to produce and do great music with a lot of people too. So it's kind of the best.
That's an excellent place to be. I mean, my goodness, yeah. And wow. Now, when you did start working with Wayman and on the label, now did you sign on to Dave's label during that period as well, or?
No, they had hired me. They had already signed some young talent on the label, and they were kind of, they didn't have any slots for young talent on the label. I mean, at that time. Right. And so they just asked me. They said, "Hey, we'd love to sign you, but we can't right now. Well, do you want to do some production?" And that's how it started.
Oh yeah.
I did that one song for Wayman, and then it was kind of snowball effect from there. So, cool. The stuff I had done previously, I had done some stuff before that. I mean, my friend Nelson Rangel, who lives here in Denver, he and I had together. We had worked together a few times over the years. I had done some production for him, and like I said, for a bunch of other friends, and I produced my own stuff. But after the thing with Wayman, it kind of snowball effect. Then my friend Eric Darius asked some work, and we did some work together. And then and then my friend Tim Bowman, and then it kept going from there.
Right. Awesome.
That is awesome. So cool. And wow. And like now, Sonic Boom, that makes how many of your actual collections there?
Solo record. Let's see, 1, 2. That's number 5.
That's number 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
That's number 5 in terms of solo albums in the genre. I've got a couple other albums out, solo albums out in gospel. And, I've been involved in a lot of other collaborative projects over the years too, but 5 solo projects in the genre.
Cool. Now tell us about how the CD cover came about. That is an amazing cover.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I'd love to take credit for that, but really it was the team of people behind me. The cool story about the cover, first of all, is that there's no that's not computer graphics. So the they put the sonic boom, they use a computer.
Right.
But the actual photo and that kind of misty, stuff, it's not computer graphics. So I have to credit Priscilla, my wife. She did the outfit and makeup, and should I say that they do makeup for album covers these days?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why not? Because it has to be perfect.
It gives me a whole new respect. not my thing, but she did all the styling and all that kind of stuff. And then the photographer, his name is Todd Nakashima, and he does a lot of sports photography and like high speed, with people with a lot of movement.
Right.
And, so we had wanted to capture kind of the movement of music, that feeling of just the excitement and the energy, and rather than the traditional and I've done it too. That picture of the guy on the cover just holding a saxophone with a blank stare on his face or something.
Yeah.
Trying to connect the photo with the energy of the album, with the title. And so Todd Nakashima, he had a handful of tricks he used on that, but some really extreme backlighting and fog and some special effects. But it was all done in real time.
Wow.
That's baking flour behind me in the picture.
Oh, really?
Amazing.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's he definitely is very dedicated to his craft, and Priscilla, she really went out of her way to make sure that everything pulled together, and the two of them were kind of the masterminds of. I told them I wanted something that showed energy and movement.
Boy, that's it right there.
They delivered. They delivered.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, because when I first saw it, when I first seen it, I was just like, wow, this is too cool.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, you know.
Well, I'm glad you guys like the cover. I mean,
yeah, you don't see stuff like
put out
that.
an album. My philosophy, you know, of course, the music always comes first for me.
Mm-hmm.
And even, you know, the things like the stylizing and the you know, the set and the picture, you know, I didn't want to, you know, I wanted it to look really good, but I wanted it to reflect the music.
Yeah, and it does.
So, you know, once again, I kind of hearkened to some of my favorite albums that have been out over the years, and you know, a lot of thought was put into the whole package to make sure that, you know, sounded good, looks good, and not just that, but that it makes sense, that everything, you know, works together. Right. So, so I'm glad you guys enjoyed the cover.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed the music just as much.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Much
you know
more,
it.
much more. Yeah. Yeah. But you're right. The picture it just, like I said, it spoke to of the title of what your whole music is about. So that's really cool. Now also this CD now, the track Sonic Boom, which is a really cool track too. That one's featured Jonathan on it. Now you guys, when you guys come together, like, do you guys just basically you first of all, I'm sure you have people in mind, you know, who you want to be on your work and stuff. I mean, and but once you do find that out, do you guys try to work together in the studio, or do you do the long thing?
It depends. In this case, in that case, you know, Jonathan was home in Sweden, and I was here. So yeah, we did this one long distance. But I always write the music first before I usually. I'd say 9 times out of 10, I write the music before I decide who the special guests are going to be. I think that. Okay. On occasion, I would write a tune specifically, you know, to work with another artist. But I always feel like, you know, for me at least, the creative process of making music, I guess it's kind of like carving something out of wood. It's like, you know, the result is there, and I just need to figure out what it's supposed to be.
Right.
I'm not a huge micromanager in terms of what a song is supposed to be. I'll kind of let a song just kind of organically happen, and then but I will micromanage, like, you know, bells and whistles and little things like that. But I learned early on, you know, and having the pleasure to work with guys like Wayman and Dave Koz and Tim Bowman, and guys who were not only great players but great writers. Just the whole notion of letting something happen naturally, knowing when not to change things. And on the flip side, knowing when something needs to be changed, but not stripping the life out of the song. So just letting it happen, select the special guest, you know, and then start, you know, maybe dealing with some of the ear candy and finer points of production after that.
Yeah, that's very cool, man.
And Jonathan, you know, he and I, you know, I had mixed a few albums for him. Jonathan is just such a fine musician, and a wonderful, wonderful guy. It's always been really important to me that the people that I'm working with, you know, are just cool. You know,
no doubt.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, most people are, but
but then there's some.
The kind of people, the kind of people that will just they're okay with letting music happen. And he's a good friend. He's a gentleman. He's an incredible musician, and both composer and artist. So as soon as I heard that song, I immediately thought of him and called him up, and he said, "Yeah."
Wow. Yeah, it's a terrific tune. Terrific tune. In fact, could we go ahead and play that for our listeners?
Let's do it.
And then come back and finish it, or well, not finish up, but talk some more.
Sure.
Yeah, man. Now, what was your creative thoughts, man, going in, coming up with this track? I mean, gosh, what was you thinking about well, let's just say the title. What made you come up with the title?
Man, this one, I knew I wanted some sort of a funk kind of a groove, and I knew it was going to be the title track.
Yeah.
So I wanted it to be a real kind of treat for the ears. So when you listen to the song, you'll hear. I mean, of course, the groove and the melody and the bass line is all very kind of a funk kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
But I wanted some really cool special ear candy in the tune, things that kind of make your ear go, oh, what's that?
Exactly.
And the concept of sonic boom, once again, it kind of harkens back to some of those records that I grew up on. Records like Michael Jackson, Thriller. I mean, these like a masterpiece, and it's not. I mean, the musicianship was incredible, but there were so many interesting things going on.
Right.
So your ear would, oh, what's that? And so I was hoping to kind of capture some of that vibe in this tune.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and introduce this and let our listeners check it out, and then of course we'll be coming right back and talk some more about this terrific project. It's just awesome, this Sonic Boom, and this is what I'm going to actually play for you guys. So y'all check that out, and then stay tuned. We'll be right back right here on the Indie Live spot, right here with Darren Rahn.
Keep it alive.
ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and wow, that was amazing music right there. Now you just got through hearing some good music here from this fantastic CD, Sonic Boom, and in fact, that track there you just got through hearing was called Funk Avenue, featuring Rick Braun, and then of course before that we played Sonic Boom, featuring Mr. Jonathan Fritzen, and that's the title track of the CD. And Darren is just amazing with the music, man. That was just awesome, man.
Oh, yes, man. Rick is great. Rick has always been one of my favorite musicians. He just everything about it, just his playing. Of course, he's a great producer and mix engineer himself. But he's, to me, he's up there with a small group of people at kind of the pinnacle of musicianship, but guys that are also really versed in the contemporary genre. So getting to work with him was a dream come true, and just amazing guy, amazing musician.
Now, and he's. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
No, go ahead.
Well, no, that's what I was going to ask Darren. I meant to ask him earlier when we were talking, what was some of the main stuff that you grew up on that you liked, or that might have influenced you?
Oh man,
I know it's a lot.
stuff that really influenced me kind of into the funk and fusion. I was big into that stuff. So, like the Brecker Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Loved the Brecker Brothers, and grew up on a lot of that stuff. And I realized early on the fusion thing. I loved it. I realized early on there wasn't much of a market for that in terms of making a living. But I would, trying to find out kind of where's my niche, where's the place where I can kind of pursue the kind of music I like, and still get to play and blow a little bit. So Brecker Brothers were huge, and but I grew up on a lot of straight ahead stuff. Charlie Parker and John Coltrane. Oh yeah. Dexter Gordon, Dexter's tenor sound was just incredible. So I grew up on a lot of that stuff, and then moved into kind of the fusion stuff, and Brecker Brothers, David Sanborn, Grover Washington. I love the tenor guys though. I love Dexter Gordon, but Stanley Turntine.
Oh yeah.
The first time I heard Stanley Turntine play, I lost. I was mad. He was.
A lot of people lost it because Stanley play.
He was so soulful, so soulful. It was like his heart and his guts were just hanging out of the end of his horn.
Yeah.
Right.
And those were formative years. And then of course, getting into the kind of quote unquote smooth jazz genre, which really, didn't really become smooth jazz for a while. It was coming out of the funk and fusion movement. Like I said, guys like Grover and David Sanborn, and then some of my faves like Gerald Albright and Kirk Whalum.
Yeah.
Rick Braun was one of those. So and then Tower of Power, and a lot of guys in our genre that have come out of that band as well. So that kind of funk and soul was kind of the roots mixed with jazz.
Oh my gosh,
yeah. And still, what I was going to say about as far as Rick Braun, he reminds me so much of Herb Alpert. There's some sections where he sounds that smooth sound that comes out of that horn.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that reminded me of Herb Alpert. He's at that caliber.
I'm sure Rick was probably, highly influenced by guys like Herb Alpert and Chuck, but at the same time, a lot of the straight ahead guys as well. And the one thing about Rick Braun that I think a lot of people don't understand is, I've been around trumpet players my whole life, and I've played with a lot of professional trumpet players. My twin brother's a trumpet player. You've got guys that are great jazzers, guys that can blow, and then you've got guys that specialize in lead playing up high.
Mm-hmm.
He's got both sides, and
yes, he does.
That is so rare. I mean, all you have to do is see him live and understand. Wow, and he doesn't just go up there once. I mean, he'll be blowing his brains out and popping high notes out, the whole concert.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And doing it all musically with good tone and good intonation and all the things that we were supposed to learn growing up, but it seems that a lot of I don't know, it doesn't seem like those things are paid as much attention these days. And Rick does, man. He nails it.
Yeah, he puts on an amazing show. I've seen him a few times. Blows me away every time. Keith Gilchrist, the jazz man, he says hello.
Oh, hey, Keith.
And also there is a Riley Richard.
Riley, oh my goodness. Riley, what's up, Riley? So Riley, are you guys familiar with Riley's music?
Mm-mm.
I'm not. I've heard some.
I'm not.
Yes.
An incredibly talented young saxophonist who I've had the opportunity of working on his 3 singles. But he's done a lot of stuff on his own and doing a lot of stuff with Najee, but he is from Cleveland, just an incredibly talented young saxophonist. So definitely put him on your list. You want to check him out.
Absolutely.
Okay, Riley, look me up on Facebook and send me information.
Yeah.
So that way we can get you on the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he'd be great to have on your show. Matter of fact, his most recent single just went number 2 on Billboard.
Awesome.
Yeah, a few.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
And we also have Gia in the chat room and Terry Tuck, double T's in the house.
Terry.
Woo!
What's going on, Terry? Yeah.
Yep. Bass player extraordinaire.
Sweet. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And then when you were saying that how some musicians can, when you were talking about that one gentleman that you said that he was like puts his gut and soul in when he's playing the horn.
Like Tarantine, yeah.
Yes. Well, in fact, I'm glad you mentioned that, because when the track that's in memory of Wayman, I swear your saxophone's crying.
If I remember correctly, yeah, there might have been some tears shed while I was playing. Actually, that was.
Well, I don't doubt it, because I can hear it through the saxophone. You're playing it.
Wayman was, I mean, everyone, that knows Wayman has said, yeah, he's one of a kind. There was no one like him. For me, to have had, those 5 or 6 years where, I mean, we were so close, and I mean, we spent a lot of we didn't, even living across country, I mean, we were constantly chatting, both in life and in music, and collaborating all the time. Losing him was, definitely one of the toughest things I've ever been through in my life.
Oh yeah.
It seemed right away that many were quick to jump on the bandwagon in capitalizing on his name, and there were a lot of nice and very thoughtful tributes as well. And for me, I was just tore up, and so I started writing that song shortly after he passed, but I couldn't finish it. I felt like I needed to come to some sort of resolution before I could finish writing this song.
Right.
Sure.
And so, that song sat in my archive for maybe 4 years, 5 years, and maybe longer. And then as I was getting ready to release the album, I kind of come to the realization that, hey, I'll never really completely be over losing, but I'm probably at that point, I felt like I'm probably about as good with this as I can be.
Right.
On this side of heaven. So, so I felt like it was time to finish it. And when you listen through the tune and you hear the end of that song, at the very end, it switches to a major chord.
Yeah.
That last chord of the song, and that's kind of the musical representation of that little bit of resolution there. So, good old Wayman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, when I heard that, and it does sound like, like when you're playing the saxophone, it sounds like the saxophone's crying. It's like you can hear it, you can feel it, you can feel that. So
that was,
and I can understand why it took you a while to get through actually composing the song.
Yeah, it was. I wanted to pay tribute to my big bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and I know he's got a big smile on his face with this one. So.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt about that.
He was incredible. We, you know, when we were off during the songs, we were talking, and you know, everywhere I went with Wayman,
mm-hmm.
he never met a stranger. I mean, he was like family to everyone he met, and he was really, really unique in that way. And he was a joker. I mean, he he was a joker to the nth degree. I mean, I had some pretty funny experiences with him when we were working on On the Rebound album.
Oh yeah.
He came down into the studio, and he was here in Colorado. He flew out, and he had just, you know, he had gone through all his knee replacement and his surgery, and so I mean, he had been through so much at that point, and it was his first day not in the wheelchair.
Wow.
So he hops on the airplane, and he shows up, and I think he had a walking stick or a cane,
Mm-hmm.
and we get back to my place, and we're heading down the stairs into the studio, and I needed to grab something upstairs, and I said, Wayman, I said, I know I'm not big enough to catch you, but I said, don't you dare go down those stairs without me.
Right.
I said, if something happens to you while you're here recording your album, you know. So he stood there, and I went and grabbed something from the other room. And while I was in the other room, I heard this huge crash, this huge bang. Oh no! Oh no! Like, I'm just picturing, you know, him on his first day of recovery falling down my stairs, and I come through the door, and I just look terrified, and he is stairs. He is laughing his butt off. He didn't fall. He had hit the wall with his arm to make me think that he fell. And he was.
Well, he got you good, didn't he?
Man, he was just. I mean,
like the color drained from your face. I'm sure.
And he was sitting on the stairs, just cracking up. So
that sounds like something he would do too.
Yeah. We had. I mean, we had so much fun together. It wasn't work. We would sit down, and the music just came out. You know.
Yeah.
I've had that with a few artists over the year. In that way, just 2 or 3 people, but none more than Wayman. I mean, we would sit down, and the music, it just came out. Yeah. It was a perfect connection.
Well, he was definitely amazing. Like I said, I never actually personally got to meet him. I did get to see him though right before he left us.
Oh, good.
Yeah. In fact, he had his cane with him too, and he was jamming out. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yes, indeed. And so that's awesome, man. That is so awesome. Yeah, and let's see. Okay, it's almost the top of the hour, and that sounds like a good segue to go into
that song.
Yeah, and then we'll come right back. So, listeners, why don't y'all feast your ears on this, and we'll be right back with our guest, Mr. Darren Rahn, right here on the Indie Live Spot. Excuse me. Are you pants? Well, that was a slip letter.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna name my tunes on my next album.
Alter Ego.
Yeah, that was Kevin Eubanks on the trombone, and Kevin, one of the most incredible jazz trombonists alive. Such an honor to work with him. But that song kind of harkened back to my funk and fusion days a little bit. It's called Alter Ego, not only because it kind of shows that other side of my playing and of who I am as an artist, but the whole song is built on what we call altered dominant chords. So any music theory people out there,
yes,
the dominant chord, the 5 chord, sharp 5, sharp 9, flat 9, all various kind of alterations of the dominant chord. And that whole song, I think the whole song is I think the entire song is altered dominant chords.
Yeah.
Except for the last chord of the song. Right. So a little bit of a play on words and a bit of my other musical personality there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice.
You said it was Kevin, but it has here on the album it's Robin.
Robin Eubanks, of course.
Yeah, Robin.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Robin.
I was like, Kevin, what?
Oh no, oh my goodness. Robin.
Hey, Gary, what you did?
Oh no. Robin is he's a dear friend of ours, and just an amazing musician. Robin and Kevin are brothers.
I thought so.
So yeah, Kevin, of course, guitar player. He was known for being the MD on the Tonight Show with Jay Leno for all those years. And Robin, musically, one of the most accomplished jazz musicians in the world. I mean, he's played with anyone and everyone. And Art Blakey and Forward. I mean, he's one of the great living greats in jazz music, and not only a great jazz trombone player, but truly one of the nicest human beings you could ever meet as well.
Most jazz players are nice people.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of them are very nice people.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
much more than R&B folks.
I've had the same experience. Some of the greatest players I've ever met. Say the majority of the greatest players I've ever met are just really, really nice guys and nice ladies. And I think because they got there the right way. They got there by working hard and practice, and they got there by being real. Yeah. You can't improve if you don't assess your weaknesses. Oh, yeah. If you don't assess the reality you are and find a way to build and strengthen, it's hard to do that without being real.
Talk about it, man. Talk about it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think most of the great musicians I know are pretty great people.
Yeah.
Now, you kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier, because that was another question I was going to ask you, but there's some people that may not know, but you do have a twin brother that actually is a musician as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah, my twin brother Jason, and he's a trumpet player. So we grew up, trumpet and saxophone.
Yeah.
And he also plays guitar and some keyboards, and so he and I, we grew up doing music together, and so we have a lot of fun when we get a chance to.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Now, who's the oldest?
What's that?
Who's the oldest?
He is.
Oh, well, he's running something then.
He is. He's the oldest, and it's funny. What are we, 5 or 10 minutes apart? And but when growing up, he kind of, he was given that role of oldest brother, and it's. But we're best friends to this day. We talk almost every day, and we still do music together. Yeah,
Is he also in Denver with you?
No, he's not. No? He's in the Midwest. So.
Oh wow.
So we don't get a chance to see each other as much as we'd like, but we're on the phone every day, and we love it when we get a chance to hang out together.
Right.
Well, yeah, of course.
That is so cool. I bet you.
What possessed you to go to Denver?
Oh my goodness. Well, I've been in Colorado since junior high.
Okay.
And I went to college here, did my undergrad and my graduate work here, and everyone said you need to move to LA to get into the music industry. And my life has been very unpredictable and non-traditional, to say the least. My path, my story is very, very different than probably a typical musician. But the other thing is, I always felt like family is still the most important thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of musicians, I've seen both sides, but some people will decide to abandon having family, or they'll actually abandon their family to pursue their dreams. And I always felt like, if there's a way to combine these two, that would be the best of both worlds. And so I figured, Denver was probably a better place, to raise my child, and better place for family. And so I gave it a shot from here, and it worked out. I'm really blessed. God blessed me in that regard.
What I never understood is why everybody would think they have to run to L.A. in order to do something, because the stars and glitter and all that.
Yeah, for some people it might be chasing fame. For other people it might, the sheer ability to play with great musicians, definitely, in a place like LA or New York, you're going to be exposed to more of those musicians, and so I think that part of it can be really cool. But the other side of that is that all those same people are competing for the same thing, and so it's a bit of a dog-eat-dog world, and I've never really been that. I don't feel like I should be competing with anyone. I feel like there's plenty of room in music for all of us, and so I just figured I'm just going to stay in my own lane and do what I do, and by God's grace, thankfully, it's all worked out.
Yeah,
because if you look at them, a lot of them are moving to the south, to Atlanta and things like that, to get out of that LA scene.
Yeah, I mean, the cost of the traffic, the traffic alone.
Oh yeah.
We were talking, Chicago, New York, LA, Seattle. The traffic's gotten terrible. Dallas, now in Denver, it's starting to happen. So, but the cost of living has been very, very high in Southern California traditionally. I decided, hey, if I can raise a family in Colorado and still have a chance to do music, and and now with the internet and technology, anyone, I mean, is literally the click of a button away, you know. So
true.
It's been great. It's been great. I love living here.
Well, it's probably out in LA, you know. I'm gonna have to say that, shoot, boy, a lot of my out there is not eating. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's tough, man.
You get both sides of it. You know, there is a lot of opportunity, and you know, of course, you know, for me, it's only a short airplane flight away. So, you know, there are years where I've been in LA, you know, 10, 15, 20 times in a year, and then, you know, that night or the next day I'm home. It's really not that far away.
Yeah. Very nice, man. Let's see. So, now, do you have any any shows or anything that are coming up soon, or?
I will be back at Spaghettini in LA on December 1st. So that's going to be my my birthday show.
All right.
Oh, cool.
And there's a chance we're going to see if we might be able to get my twin brother out there, so we can,
that'd be cool.
So we can have a proper birthday. So we're going to look into that. But I'll be back out there on December 1st, and really looking forward to that. It's going to be a great band, and I think anyone who wants to come to that show, I'll probably get your tickets sooner than later, because I think it's already, maybe 2/3, 3/4
sold already.
Sold out. Yeah. And you know, my hope always when I play there is they've got that veranda side, that if they don't have a private party, they'll open up that veranda, and that creates a lot more
seating.
What is the capacity of the room?
Oh my goodness, that's a good question. I'm thinking it's about 150, 150, 100?
I think around there, yeah.
And then
if they open up the veranda, it'll be more.
Yeah, that additional seating on the side, they can fit quite a few people in there. So it's a great place, though. I mean, that nice kind of intimate, fun, kind of like family.
Yeah.
Like your family in the room.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a great place. And a lot of great people, I mean, the big names have been there as well. So, everybody wants to go play at Spags, so yes.
Yeah, well, it's kind of the, you know, musicians hang as well.
Yeah, it is.
And Carrie and Laurie and Q, they've got a great crew there. Those guys are, you know, they do things right, and great to hang out with. They've been really good to me over the years, so it's always a good time to go out and play there.
Cool. Yeah.
So, have you done any overseas tours and things like that yet?
I have. I actually last 8 or 9 months ago, I was in China, and
that's right.
I've spent a pretty fair amount of time in Asia. China, Japan, Taiwan, Thailand, done a fair number of concerts there, Korea, and done a little bit in Europe. Hope to get some more time over in Europe. Yeah, wherever the call comes from, I will go.
Yes, sir.
Always love traveling and meeting new musicians and new people. So,
but you know, the people in the East, they really love jazz. I can tell you that.
I love it out there.
Yeah.
I was just in Atlanta not too long ago. Had a real nice show out there, and I'm hoping to get some more shows up in maybe the DC area in New York. I've got a lot of people over in New York who have been waiting a long time. So yeah, we're gonna try and get up there and hit the East Coast.
Good luck with that. So that's awesome that you're working on getting to that area.
Now I'm seeing for the listeners, I'm looking at the three of your faces right now, virtually. So how many cities are represented in this little radio?
3.
Here.
3.
Yeah.
Cities.
I'm Oklahoma City.
I'm in the metroplex of Dallas and Fort Worth, but I live in Fort Worth.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, San Antonio area.
All right.
Yeah.
Mm.
And if Joyce was here, she'd be also within the Dallas area.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well,
Yeah.
You guys.
Technology is hell, boy. You can bring them on in, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. If you guys here in Denver today, you'd be
Freezing.
seeing some snow out the window while we're listening to all this music.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, I'd rather be up in some snow than down through there, man. It is murder here. It's hot during the summer.
Well,
Yep.
do you mind if I just quickly take a moment? I'm going to let the listeners know where they can
Please.
Go ahead.
connect
Go ahead.
with me. So,
Yes.
guys, feel free and hit me up on Facebook on my artist page. I think that's facebook.com/Darren Rahn Official. You can find me on all the major social platforms, Twitter, Instagram, /Darren Rahn. And then, of course, my website, darrenrahn.com. So, I want to I thank you guys for, putting on the show and making a special evening so that I can come in during the week and do this, and
Oh yeah.
for supporting what we do as the artists. Thank you guys so much.
Oh yeah. It's our pleasure.
You're welcome.
Anytime, and we're just honored that we was able to finally get with you and talk with you and get to share the music. So that's great, and we'll definitely keep supporting you. And and like I said, we'll definitely be looking out for some of the other great things I know that's gonna be coming from you, because I know you're gonna be doing it.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm in the studio right now working on new music. So I'll as we get closer to the release of that, I'll be posting on social media and letting you guys know. So
Cool.
yeah, excited to share that with everyone, and thank you guys so much for having me on the show. And
You're welcome.
you guys
Let me ask you this, Darren. You haven't been out here. You haven't been in this area to play for some of these Cowboys, have you?
I have. Yeah.
You been to Dallas?
I have been down there. I played in Dallas a few years ago. I've got some family down in Texas too, so I'm down there every once in a while. Man, you guys have some great musicians down there. Of course, when I was down there, I was playing with my friends, most of the cats from Wayman's band.
Yeah.
A lot of them are in that Dallas-Fort Worth area. Just incredible musicians and really great guys. So
Awesome. But definitely will let us know if you ever get close to the area again, because
all right.
I'd love to come see you. For
Cool.
sure.
Sounds great. You guys, thanks for having me, and to everyone listening online, thank you guys. Everyone have a great evening.
Okay, you do the same.
You too.
Thanks, Ron.
Thanks, Darren.
Appreciate it.
Peace.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
You too.
All right. Well,
Oh, what a sweetheart. What a sweetheart of a guy.
there you go, Mr. Darren Rahn. And, great musician and producer. Oh, my goodness, yeah. He's done a lot over the years, and going strong.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are here, and what time is it? It's like 26 minutes
Yep.
after 8, so, or here in our time zone anyway. Hey everybody there in the chat room.
Thanks, Gio.
Yeah, Gia, Keith, and Terry.
Double T and Rasta.
Hey, Terry, it's headed your way, bud.
Oh,
You
man.
get did you go to the bank and get some some money and some peanut butter and bread? I hope you did. That's what he told me the last time. He was sticking out. He said, "I'm going to the bank and give me some money, some peanut butter, and some bread. You don't have to do it all over again, bud."
Terry
Terry goes, I'm not here.
messing with you.
He goes, I'm not here. I'm not here either, Terry.
He said, "I got it."
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Brother brother McNeil. What's up, brother?
Yes, yes, sir. Hey, Will and Gina, Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little different for us on a Wednesday night. It's kind of different, but yeah, we try to, cater to people on their schedules and things. So that worked out pretty good.
Yes. So yeah, we have another artist that we want to have come on the show. If they can't do Saturdays, if they want Wednesday or Monday or Thursday,
Yeah, so you guys out there listening, same for you. I mean, if you want to do it on a different day than Saturday, if you can't do Saturday, let us know so we can get you in here.
Yeah, except Tuesday nights we can't. So
Right.
that would be the only evening that we can. So we cannot do that. But
Terry told I've noticed it, but I didn't really pay no attention to it. But Terry had to tell me yesterday when I was talking to him that we're gonna be on tonight.
Wow. So Terry had to tell you.
Yeah, Terry told me. And like I said, shoot, I'd be.
So you couldn't read?
I pop in there, pop out, and like I said, I said, well, either put it up a little early, but yeah, when I was talking to Terry yesterday, and everything, he was telling me, well, y'all supposed to come. I said, I don't know, I need to talk to G. I guess we are then, huh?
Yeah, yes.
yeah, but we're still having a show on Saturday as well.
Oh yeah, we'll still be here Saturday. Brother Tuck, how you doing, my brother?
Double T, it's been a minute, bro. We've seen you.
Well, being that we do have a little time left here, let's get some good music on.
Yeah.
What you think? Yeah, let me do that.
How about who have we not heard from in a while?
You got a request? Tell me.
You know who we haven't really heard in a while? Amsterdam Connection.
Oh, okay.
I can't even talk anymore. Good grief.
That's unusual.
Very.
Yeah,
and it's all your fault.
Grizz is the vocabulary police. And she will write you a ticket.
No, I'll just throw you under the bus, that's all.
Oh, man. Yeah. Did you have a particular request, Grizz, on there?
Phew.
Well, just think about it, and I'll get something else.
The one of the Stevie Wonder. Do they only have the one from Stevie Wonder?
No, the whole CD is Stevie Wonder.
Yes, right. Oh my gosh, I can't even think right now. It's gone.
Well, think about it. Think about it, and we'll get it in the mix here. I'll just go ahead and get it started right quick with "Tis What It Is."
Tis what it is.
Yes. Featuring Mr. Darryl, BB, and Mark Polo Dixon, and of course our brother, Mr. Terry Tuck. Let that kick this one off, and then you can tell me if it comes to mind to you.
Well, I'll tell you.
All right, and then we'll be back to wrap it up here in just a bit. So y'all keep it locked right here on the Indie Live Spot right here on GHP Radio.
strive to accomplish. I was looking for answers to fulfill my quest, to fulfill my quest. When I started asking questions, it was then I knew. It was then I knew. It was this dream of my success. There seemed to be clues to follow. I looked to follow my intuition, so then it come to fruition, and I'd say, oh yeah, notify me now. And I'd say, notify me now. Won't you notify me? Notify me now. Things like this I've turned out fine before. For everyone who had this experience, and all the times I followed my routines, I just didn't think of what was before me.
Notify me. All right. Yeah, that was that you hearing that sound right? That was our guest this past Saturday, last Saturday, right, Grizz?
Yes,
Miss Jackeen.
Jackeen.
And she was saying, of course, Ray, you wasn't here that. You
No, he was out of power.
missed out on that conversation, didn't you?
Man, I'm just gonna have to invest myself in one of them Gen X generators run by gas, man, because it's kind of ridiculous when you know.
That's right. You were out of power, wasn't you?
Yeah, man, the lights go on and everything on. You're just sitting up here looking crazy.
Well, in the dark.
No? It came on about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, somehow.
It came on before it got dark, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a good thing.
It's crazy, man. Shoot. Made me feel like I was in a third world country. Wow.
Oh, well.
Third world country in a 2-story house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's see. I think Grizz got an announcement for next week, right? Well, not next week, but the 20th. Is that what you said earlier?
It is next week.
Oh, that is next week. Okay. Boy, I tell you, these months, days are rolling by so quick.
I know.
What in the world is it's the 10th today? Yeah, today's the 10th.
Yes.
So yeah, that would be, wouldn't it? My goodness.
Yep.
It's gonna be November pretty soon. We're gonna be eating turkey
I
and
know.
dressing.
Yep. It'll be November.
Wow.
My birthday, Thanksgiving, and then Christmas. Oy. Okay. Yes, the announcement is, yay, and I've been waiting for this to happen. It finally did. Yay.
Drum roll.
We're going to have on October the 20th, which is next Saturday, we're going to have as our guest Greg Adams. Mr.
Right.
Tower Power himself, East Bay Soul, Greg Adams.
Greg Adams. What's
Yes, I can't wait. I'm like totally geeking out about this.
Yeah, that'll be pretty good. Very interesting show. I can't wait for that. That'll be great.
Yes. So, people, I expect to see you guys in the chat room and invite several people to come in and listen in on this particular show. Every show, but especially this one. So, yeah. We want our listeners to show up to say hello to Mr. Greg Adams.
Yeah. What did I say last when me and you were talking about him that one time? I said he kind of reminded me just
Paul Schaefer.
Yeah, Mr. Paul Schaefer. That's what it kind of reminded me of.
Yeah. Kind of, short guys, glasses. Yep.
Yeah. Music director. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
But Yeah, that's real cool. That's real cool. Be looking forward to that. And let's see.
I will try, Terry. Very dull loins. That way I can like play it cool when we actually have them on the show.
Oh man. So Ray, what do you think? What you got going on in your mind? What's going on?
Sure,
Do you want to know?
Man, I'll just be glad when this week's over. Seems like.
Try to get it over with, huh?
Yeah, shoot. I got to get up in the morning and take Stella to the VA.
Oh boy. Is she okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just for the primary care appointment. I mean, I just say, oh man, just ripping and running back and forth to these folks, man. Shit. I had a customer.
I'm sorry, guys.
Look, I went smooth off on the other day up there, on the phone. And, so they had to send her medication, her blood pressure medicine, right?
Uh-huh.
And she was out getting close to being out, you know. And I looked on the computer with no refill. Boy, I called her 2 weeks in a row before she started running out.
Uh-oh.
Man, I said, y'all don't want me to come up there.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Y'all gonna be taking me to jail. I'll be off his 2 left shoes up in here, and I know I'll be in my right.
Ooh.
Because y'all ain't doing your job.
Right. Yeah.
You don't do it.
Ray, did you see what Keith, Keith was talking to you in there?
What Keith say?
He says, Grizz, give him some pine nuts.
Hey, Keith, I'm gonna give you a call tomorrow too. It's a
warning!
It's gonna be a man by the name of Dominique Hammers. He's gonna be at the winery, and he's one hell of a violin player, Keith. He's out of Houston, so I'm gonna give you a call and look him up on Facebook. We're gonna talk about it.
And what's his name again? What's his name?
Dominique.
I mean the last name, so I can find him.
Is it Hammers?
Hammons.
Okay.
Terry said toasted. Toasted. Give it to them when they're still hot, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's my Terry Tuck.
Yeah, my brother. Man, y'all stay now. Is that because I hadn't had a chance to get back on CNN and check out where that path is? Is that coming out there towards y'all too? I hope y'all be safe out there, man. Golly.
Yes, it is. I try to call Steve Jones. He's there in Pensacola.
Okay.
No, and
be careful, Terry. Golly.
It just ran up through there, Tallahassee. Now and going into Georgia, and then swinging on down to in the North Carolina.
Okay.
Because
I know when I got off work today, I didn't get to see. I didn't get to see any footage. Usually, when I get home, I always try to check in and stuff, try to all that stuff, and I didn't get a chance to do that this evening. So I was kind of concerned. I didn't know.
You didn't read the show, so you didn't have time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one of my friends in Florida, he's a cop, and he's had to hunker down at his office, just in case he had to stay. His family, left, but he had to stay since he's a policeman.
Okay.
So.
Because last I heard, somebody was saying something about this was one of the toughest ones, I guess, that since the 50s or something. Or, I don't know. I heard something that.
Yeah, it was one of the worst ones that came up there in probably 10, 15 years or better.
Okay.
That came through in the panhandle up through there.
That panhandle.
Then dropping back down. But see, they also said it's going to be it's spawning tornadoes too.
Man. And yesterday here in Oklahoma, they had some little tiny spin-ups of tornadoes, and they flipped these cars in this parking lot over there in Oklahoma City.
Whoa.
I was at work, and I think probably I don't know. It's a few miles from where my office was, but yeah, they had these cars. Three of the cars, they was rolled. I guess it did so much damage. They were flipped over on their tops.
Wow.
But they were all bent up too, so it looked like they took a roll or something. I don't know what was going on, but these or something. But anyway, it was just crazy. I was just like, what in the world? Because they said the thing was coming in. And I knew all the rain. It rained real heavy, and of course we heard all that rain, but I didn't have no clue there was going to be any tornadoes coming out of the deal.
Right. Wow.
You're in October.
Surprise.
October.
Well, it went all the way up there to you. I'm talking about it rains fierce down here. It rained and the wind got high, but it wasn't nothing else but rain. And plus, in some areas that kind of flooded,
Right.
But it seemed like every time y'all get one of them hurricanes out that Gulf, it seemed like we get the dumps of the rain and stuff.
Yeah.
Also. Well, I'm so glad they moved on past stuff. But like I said, but you got friends in those areas, like in Mississippi, I have Florida and stuff like that. And, North Carolina family and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, I don't know. It'd be kind of tough for me to live down and try to survive that.
Yeah.
Because when I lived on the Gulf, and they had a hurricane come up in there, and I filled up the car, and I looked in. Man, I couldn't even, tried to get out of there, couldn't even get out. Because you ain't got no but one. You got one way in, one way out. You going down 10, going towards Florida, or you going towards New Orleans. Then you take this one highway called 49.
Yeah.
Highway 49 goes straight up towards Jackson, up through there. That's the only way out of them 3 ways out. Wow. And the traffic backed up, you might well forget about it.
Yeah, that's one thing I hate, getting locked up in traffic like that. It's crazy. Well, it looks like it's about that time, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and get out of here, but I just want to thank you all that tuned in on this unusual night for us on a Wednesday.
Right.
And, of course, we will be returning, of course, on Saturday still. We'll be on Saturday. And again, next Saturday.
On the 20th.
On the 20th, Grid told us what was happening.
Yeah.
So, y'all,
on the 20th.
Yeah, so get your schedules together.
Craig Adams, put it on the calendar.
Yeah, put it on the calendar and join us. That'll be a great show. I'll be looking forward to that as well. And y'all have a great weekend and stay safe. And please stay safe, Terry.
Yeah.
Keep your family safe.
Double T.
Yes, sir.
And of course, I guess other than that, I'll see you guys next time. And I'll let you two take us out.
Well, y'all just be safe out there. And see y'all on the 20th.
Well, you're not gonna be here this Saturday?
We on the show Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
We don't have a guest. This is gonna be us. Boy, you really don't listen.
We don't have.
I said we're still having a show this Saturday.
So we're not gonna have a guest this Saturday, but we're gonna be still on. We're gonna be playing everybody's music, of course.
Lord have mercy.
My bad.
He just doesn't listen. He doesn't read either.
Right, Terry. Because he was sitting up here telling us you had to tell him that we was gonna be on Wednesday night.
Look what he put in the chat.
You sure had to tell me.
That's so funny.
Sure.
Exactly.
I seen the post.
Read it.
He looked right at it.
Look right at it.
Didn't even notice the dates. Nothing. Even had Wednesday on the poster.
Well, I just, what I really think, I said, well, Gary, he done the post a little earlier, but some guys, that's what his name is. But other than that, I wasn't going to read it, I said, well, that's what we had to say. But in Terry told me we were going to be on tonight.
Terry said lay hands on him. You gotta lay hands
If
on
only we could.
You just lay your hands on it. I said, well, I guess so.
Oh my God.
Oh, man.
But no, Terry, definitely so. Y'all be safe out there, man, and because it's definitely headed y'all way.
Yeah.
And everything. You know.
Gia, thank you, Gia.
Thanks, Gia. Hope to see you in the chat room this Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Are you finished, Ray?
Yeah, I'm through.
Oh, okay. Wasn't sure. You're through? Okay, thanks everyone for joining us tonight for the special show that we had for Darren Rahn. Join us this Saturday. We're going to have some great music that Jay will be spinning. And it'll be great to see you guys in the chat room to keep us entertained for nothing, for no other reason for that, to keep us laughing. You guys stay safe. Those that are in the path of the hurricane.
Yeah.
So, be safe out there. And we will see you this Saturday.
Mm-hmm. And for those of you, if you happen to tune in late and miss part of the show, we'll have that posted up.
Oh yeah, archive.
Check
We'll
it
be
out.
there.
Okay. All right. Well, until we meet again, which is just only what?
A few days, like 3.
Yeah.
But until then, we're gonna be smooth cruise.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. We're supposed to smooth cruise on out of here, ain't we?
Oh yeah, come on, bring it, baby.
All right. Well, here we go. We'll see y'all next week, y'all. Or no, this week.
No, this.
Uh-oh.
It got me caught up. Got me caught up in it.
See, I went by myself on that one, wasn't I?
Got me all locked up. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Y'all have fun.
Saturday. See you this Saturday. Ciao.
Take you on a smooth cruise, yeah. Me and my baby tonight. A smooth cruise, yeah. Me and my baby tonight. Take you on a smooth cruise, yeah. Me and my baby tonight. Take you on a smooth cruise, yeah. Me and my baby tonight. Take you on a smooth cruise. Take you on a smooth cruise. Take you on a smooth cruise.